There's this person on the internet named Dapper, whatever that Pokemon was, better known as Rebornica. Already made a video about her once, used the same background music and everything, but there's a lot of things that I kind of jumped over that I really should have talked about more. And it's more specifically just two things, which were horrendously retarded, and I'm just gonna jump into that. Introducing cancerous Tumblr page. All attention to the description, or whatever the fuck Tumblr people call it. As you can see, Dapper DNA Pokemon, or Rebornica, believes that they are an agender. And for those who don't know, an agender is someone who is just genderless. I mean, yeah, just they're no gender. They're just nothing. Like, it's just as simple as that. And I don't know how you can go your entire life thinking that. I mean, in case you haven't noticed, Rebornica, you look like a dyke. First time I ever saw Rebornica, I joked around by calling her an it. And that was just plain and simple troll bait. I mean, it's very obvious that she looks like a gross butch lesbian. Here is another fact I'd like to introduce alongside the whole agender thing. She's also schizophrenic. And, I mean, if you could draw some sort of comparison between the two, you know, it's almost as if, like, one leads to the other. Schizophrenic, you also believe that you have no gender. Those two, they seem kind of connected somehow, as though... I mean, come on. I mean, who puts that on a page about yourself? You tell yourself that you come out with something as crazy as, "Hey, I have no gender. I can be nothing or everything." And I'm also insane, by the way. Anyways, there's also she also says she's an asexual, and I do not remember what that was, so we're gonna Google it together. Oh yeah, that's right. A person with no sexual feelings and desires. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call that into question. Now, what made Rebornica famous, or I wouldn't say famous, popular amongst disgusting internet people, is her association with Five Nights at Freddy's, which is seems to be the case for a lot of fucking nut jobs on the internet now. And what she did, she's responsible for basically sexualizing one of the characters in the game, known as the purple guy. Sexualizing, by the way. That there's a key word in that. Now, keep in mind what I'm about to say is just my intuition, and not, you know, me just coming out with some cold hard facts. But based off of a lot of the sexual stuff she puts out on her Tumblr, things with sexual situation, it seems as though that there is some sort of sexual attraction within these drawings, or some sort of sexual fantasies going on in her head. And I don't think that's what an asexual would care about. You can argue that you don't have to be sexually attracted to things or capable of expressing sexual feelings by drawing sexual stuff, but I mean, it kind of helps. You know what? Screw it. I'm going all out. I bet Rebornica finger blast herself every night. Probably to pandas or screaming Vietnamese children. At the risk of sounding like the disgusting, horny closet rapist I am, I don't think anyone's free of sexual desire. That stuff's instinct. Saying that you're asexual just seems like the perfect cover-up as to explain why you're always alone when you look like someone... Well, when you look like Rebornica. Wouldn't it be easier to just say that you're not asexual and masturbate with pride? As I'm going deeper through Rebornica's pornography, it's becoming a little more apparent that I think these are more than just drawings. I think there's some actual feelings going on there. And I don't mean that she's attracted to Five Nights... Well, maybe she might. I don't know. But... I don't believe that people are free of just all sexual desire. That don't seem right. Maybe Rebornica's schizophrenia is counteracting her already pre-existing craziness. Now she doesn't know how to act like a regular asexual. You know what, now that the more that I think about this is starting to make more sense. I mean, if you're asexual, it means you have no sexual desire, but obviously that just does not seem like the case, because if you want to argue that she doesn't have sexual desire, then what's the point of making those drawings? I mean, like, what other purpose do they serve other than, you know, what they are? There might be a legit answer to that. Tell me, because I don't know what else anyone looks forward to that. I don't know why you would want to draw that. That doesn't seem like it has any other purpose but to, you know, entertain your trouser snake. So, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to say it. I don't think Rebornica's an asexual. I think that's just fabricated. I don't believe you can actually be an asexual to begin with, but I don't think Rebornica is one by its I guess its current definition. However, I'm fully aware that people on Tumblr like to take definitions and of certain things and change it to fit whatever they want it to fit. You know, they did the same thing with gender, because apparently gender and sex aren't the same thing anymore. I don't know. And to just address the whole agender and asexual thing as a whole, I feel like most people would probably call someone who thought they were agender and asexual just crazy or stupid. And I'd probably do the same thing. But, you know, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to look at this from a logical perspective, realistic perspective, and I'm going to say I think deep down inside Rebornica knows that she is not an asexual because you can't. And I think on some level you have to understand gender identities to begin with, and I wish I could explain that better. I mean, when you grow up, you kind of have to know that there's boys and girls, and then at one point you had to know that what you were, you know, you kind of had to have memory that you were a little girl, because I doubt you come out the womb already thinking that you're agender. You don't, because if we're being honest, this shit's not really real. But deep down inside, you got to know what you really are, and that, for me, that just kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. And when you kind of when you go your entire life just thinking that it and knowing that deep down inside, well, is it a lie? Are you living a lie? Are you just saying, pretending to be something? Do you do it for the attention? Do you do it because it makes you think to make you unique, or do you do it just because you want to? That, it's a latter for me. I think people just fabricate their own genders or say they're the opposite sex because, not because they don't feel like they were ever born it. I just think they want to be that way, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But you should know God hates you. All joking aside, God actually does hate you a lot. Oh, yep, just went to our frequently asked questions page, immediately spotted one on there. It said, are you in a relationship? The answer was yes. And then the next question said, with who? And then the answer was not telling. Well, I mean, if you're in a relationship, what about the whole asexual thing? So, obviously, there's got to be some new Tumblr definition or something, unless asexuals are able to be part of other asexual and there's just no sexual feelings within the relationship. And I don't know. God damn it, I don't understand your stuff. I need to be educated. Oh yeah, she's in the Markiplier fandom. That seems like the perfect environment for people like her. Her persona's a cosmic entity. I already made fun of that once. I'm gonna do it again. Shit's gay. She is Malaysian, which is really an actual interesting thing, because I expect this form of craziness from 16-year-old white bitches. So that is that's new. If you go to her Are You OK page, you can see that Rebornica supports abortion based off the hotline number she gave, encouraging people to kill their babbies. Rebornica is an evil babby killer. You shouldn't have had that baby if you weren't ready for the responsibility. And if you got raped, shoulda ran. If you ran, shoulda ran faster. If he got on top of you, shoulda had a gun. If he disarmed you, shoulda screamed for help. And if you scream for help and no one's around, well, that's what you get for walking alone in that sexy ass thong. You had that coming. You were begging for it. You wanted it. And then you got it. It's your fault. This really is your fault. I'm not even joking. That's your fault. Shouldn't have worn it. Shouldn't have worn it. She also says that she's asocial, which means she avoids social interaction and is, you know, a loner, despite this apparent relationship. And, you know, if she's not going to tell you who she's in a relationship with, I imagine it's probably like herself or someone who's not real. I don't know what fucking agenders or asexuals, whatever they call them. I don't know what they do. He's also agnostic. You're going to hell. I don't remember what my point was, but I'm pretty sure I've made it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna go to bed. And I might masturbate. One of the two. Might do both. Might try to figure out how to do both.